So what's the latest you can say on the quarterback situation who's going to start on Saturday?
Right now, we're planning on Jake starting. Keaton's improving. Made a few throws today. He's healing, but he's not all the way there yet, and we're unsure if he'll be available Saturday or not.
How much decision does just the availability of practice reps go into choosing and making a decision like that?
Yeah, that's part of everything we're doing right now at every position, really, because we're kind of at that point where we're every team in America is thin. It's not just us. You get worn down, and so you have to make decisions about, if you're going to play a guy that didn't practice very much, how much did he practice? How ready is he? So, but for the most part, we're playing guys that are available to practice. In rare cases have I seen guys play well on Saturday that didn't practice at all the whole week.
What went into the decision, just as far as over the weeks, as as Keaton's been dealing with this injury, since Arkansas, I think is what it was. So just as you decided to go with him and then made the switch.
It just hit a point where he couldn't throw. I mean, he was in a lot of pain last week. He couldn't grip the ball. He was just having trouble throwing, so we just had to pull him back.
Have you had to make any accommodations at all? That might not be the word I'm looking for. Alterations to the offense with Jake, or is it pretty much the same playbook, the same? It's
a little different. I mean, he does some things different than Keaton. So last game you saw him run around a little more than what you've seen this year, and he's a little bit different player, but you can't change too much this time of year either, or then you mess up all the other guys around him. So we're trying to play to his strengths as well as we can, without wholesale change to the offense that's going to throw the other 10 players off.
Do you agree with the commentary from Kalani that when Keenan does come back, he's got to earn the right to get that starting role again?
Well, every position is like that. You have to play. You can if somebody comes in and plays better than you were playing while you were out, then that's how it works at every position. So that's part of our program.
How beneficial though is it to play Retzlaff and get maybe a look at the future? Does that factor into the?
Sure. I mean, we were hoping to get a chance to see what he could do in these 4 games anyway. There was never a plan to necessarily start him with those games, but we wanted to at least get him in some, and so this is it's unfortunate for Keaton, but it's turned out to be a good opportunity just to at least see what we have in Jake.
What was your assessment of how Jake did play Saturday?
I thought he played pretty well. I mean, we didn't score enough points. I mean, it's super disappointing to only have 7 points, but he did a lot of good things in that game, and thought he did a good job. I would say, solid performance, but we just need to do a better job as an offense.
What's been the message to your offensive line this week so far?
Just keep getting better, and we're rotating guys in practice, trying to figure out who can do the job this week, and it's been a physical week in practice, yeah.
Any of those, like we didn't see Paul Miley, is he due back? Or?
Hoping to get him back, yeah, hoping, yep. And we missed him dearly. Paul's a good player. We missed him last week.
Is Ian Fitzgerald still available too? I mean, because we didn't see him at all.
Same thing, hoping to get him back as well. He was out last game.
Yeah. What is the cutoff date for guys like that, to be clear? The game day?
It's case by case. I mean, when you have Paul Miley, who's been a 4-year starter at this level, he's a guy who can function on Saturday with not as many practice reps as a younger player. So you have to make judgments based on that. But Paul, we're hoping he'll be back. Yes.
How available is LJ? Was he?
Same. LJ was dressed last week, but we just wasn't quite ready. But he'll play this week.
What's happened to the physicality up front? I mean, at that offense line, because that's been an identity piece to your offense in years past. What's happened there?
Yeah, I would say it's a team-wide deal offensively. Like, we have not been as physical as we have in the past. The last 3 years we hung our hat on physical run game and play action pass and throwing the ball down the field off of our run game, and it has not been as good as it should be, and we're still trying to fix it. I'm like, all you can do is keep working at it, and that's what we're doing.
Is that an effort thing? Is that effort based, where you go?
At times, I would say no. I mean, you have to play with effort, but a lot of it is just it's being in sync. It's 11 guys working in unison, all on the same page, and we're working on that. Yeah.
And clearly, sorry. Go ahead.
Effort. It starts with effort, though. Of course. I mean, and you have to play hard to get on the field for us. Yes.
clearly, offensive line, that cohesion's vital because those 5 guys have to be in sync or plays don't work. Have you been surprised that it hasn't clicked, consistently throughout the year with that group?
Yes, I have been, and it's an issue we got to fix. And I think sometimes when you're not clicking as a unit, it might look like a guy is lost or not playing hard when really there's not trust in the scheme or not trust in the guy next to you or not trust in the cohesion of the unit. And I think there's a little bit of both there right now.
What was it about Rhett Sleff that attracted you on the recruiting trail to him? Because very few schools knew about it because of COVID.
Yeah, he was. I've recruited in, where his junior college areas. He played at 2 different junior colleges, and the first year he played at Golden West in Orange County, and I've just recruited there for a long time. Got a lot of good players from that area when I was coaching up the road, and got a few here, and just kind of know a lot of people there and heard good things about him, and knew about him in high school too. We were ready to, recruit him in high school if he played well his senior year, and then he didn't get a senior year. So then it was just watching what he did in junior college, and he did a great job.
Is Cody Epps going to be available Saturday?
Hope so. Again, that's another one. You saw him get dinged, and there's several guys that I'm hoping they clear them to play. And he's one though that can play well in the game without a ton of practice reps because he's been around for a while and he knows our system.
Is this the best secondary you're going to face this season?
Very good secondary, very good defense overall. Super tough scheme, and very good players. Iowa State they're impressive, and it's a tough defense.
How important is it to win games at home? You guys have been successful with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's of course every game's in college football. Every game's important. It's it feels like every week is the Super Bowl, and that's just how it is, and that's how it should be. And but yeah, winning at home, we want to win at home. We want to play well in front of our fans and our families, and we're looking forward to this.
You said back in December, last signing period, that you felt like the transfer portal was more of kind of a fill in the needs for that immediate
Yeah.
season. Do you feel like there's any bit of this offense that maybe has been too reliant on transfers this year with the amount?
Yeah, in hindsight, I think first of all the transfer portal has been really good to us in the years I've been here. We've had a pretty good batting average with our transfers. I think this year, I think all the guys we brought in were good players. I think the thing we underestimated a little bit was how long it would take to play as a unit, to really, really click as a unit. And I think in the future you have to be smart about, how much continuity you can maintain and how you fill in your needs without breaking up your continuity. That's something to consider in the future for sure, because the last 3 years when we were very good on offense, there was a lot of continuity, lots of very little turnover, and we were just plugging a hole here or there with a receiver or a running back or whatever. And this year, by necessity, we had to bring in some guys, and I think all those guys are doing their best, and we're just trying to play well as a unit. We gotta keep working.
So do you go into this offseason a little bit changing that mentality a little bit?
Well, we have a lot of players returning next year, so I don't expect us to need to do as much as we did last year. I mean, we'll see how it goes, but I don't expect there to be as much turnover.
Does that mean you need in-program recruiting, for lack of a better term, because of guys may?
Every program in America now has to recruit their own players to stay. Yeah, but also at the same time, I think every program in America understands guys are going to come and go, and you just got to deal with it and move, be ready. But one of the bright spots of this team is we've had a lot of young players who are going to be really good next year and the year after. That are, you see a Keelan Marion or a Darius Lassiter who they do something really great and then they make a mistake or two that are just, first time I've seen that, or those types of things. I expect a lot of these guys that are playing for us are going to be very good players next year, and it feels like the process we went through with some of our guys that did well for us in the last couple of years.
Last one for Coach. You've been asked a little bit about Jackson Bowers before, but do you feel like you could see him in the next 3 weeks a little bit, or not really?
I think he's playing a little bit of special teams. He's not in the depth right now at tight end, but he is going to be a good player in this program. He will be. Yep.
Thanks, Aaron.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Sure thing, guys. Good seeing you.